And hello, Jam TV audience. Show number 70, almost 80, 79. Hey, everybody. Jam TV audience. It's Thursday, and it's almost October. I can't believe September. September is one of those months that just, like, just goes like a bat out of hell. I don't know why. It's one of my favorite months. I love the weather. Um, but I also don't like it. I love fall, but I also feel like things are going to start slowing down now. Maybe fewer gigs and fewer shows. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that with the pandemic. But September just flew by. Last weekend I actually had some shows, some gigs. Every day I played with Rock City Collective on Sunday at Joey C's. That was super fun. Or a version of that band. I mean, that band is going through some restructuring. They lost Mike Baumwall, the drummer, and Karen wasn't there. Karen Johnstone wasn't there to play keyboards, and Winston wasn't there to play saxophone. So that's three people down. So Eric Rabaska, in a Herculean effort, put together a band with Dulani playing drums, which was super fun. And Carl was there, and Randy was there, and I played keys. And reminded those guys that I used to be the keyboard player before I had the misfortune of referring Karen Johnstone into the band, because then I was like, I will recommend her to sub for my gig, but you will call me and fire me. They're like, no, we would never do that. I saw that one coming a mile away. But anyway, we had a good show. It was good to play with those guys, and Saturday I had the gig from absolute hell, a gigantic Oktoberfest private party in Greenwich, and it was a lot of work. It was 11 hours long, but worthwhile. So it happened, and then Friday I had a gig too. What was that? Oh no, I was teaching Friday, and I actually ran myself into the friggin' ground. Is what I did, but I don't know. We'll see what live music brings, but I've got a very special return to Jam TV, and that's my good friend Will Beard. And Bill Noman will be coming up. Cross your fingers and toes, because he's trying to solve an internet problem right now. And so we're going to bring my good friend Will Beard. Here he is. Hey, Will.
Surprise, surprise. How are you guys doing?
I'm so glad to see you.
Same here. It's so nice to be on this side of the screen instead of the other side of the screen.
I'm very glad as well. And I'm glad you could bail out our gremlins tonight.
Yes.
Bill's having problems with his internet, so we'll hopefully get him on shortly.
Hopefully.
So what's going on with you? What's the latest?
I learned a valuable lesson, and of course, since I live near Harvard now instead of in Connecticut, I'm smarter just based on the location where I live. But
Right.
I learned don't ever lift more gear than you weigh.
Oh my God.
So
I did that Saturday, and I swear I almost killed myself. Like, my heart was pounding, but
Yeah.
how did you learn that?
I did it in April, and ironically, it was a fundraiser for a hospital, and I damaged my neck and my back, so that's why I've been gone for all this time.
Ouch. So you had a pain in the neck.
So yes, right. So, but now I can pick up my amp as long as it's like a 20-pound little.
Gotta watch it. I don't know. I like my whole life in music has been moving gear. Like I always said, you get paid to move the gear and you play for free.
Yeah,
Uh, and I do crazy gigs. Like the gig on Saturday that I played needed, I don't know, 8 or 9 speakers, including my 70-pound monitors and my big mains and lots of other ancillary speakers and amp. The amp weighs like 50 pounds.
yeah.
And of course I pull up to the gig and they go, yeah, you can park really close to the stage. It's only like 100 yards. I was like, wait, what now? And they're like, yeah, everybody else has to park like 300 yards. You can park right by the door. And I go,
Right next to
it was
yeah.
literally 100 yards over grass and rocks to get
Oh,
it loaded
God.
in. And at one point, I'm going, like, they see me sitting in the van, and I'm going like, I'm like this on my phone, checking my pulse, and it was 155. And so I'm Googling, I'm like, how high can your pulse be before your heart explodes?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I found out that it's the number 220 minus your age.
220 minus your age. So
Right.
mine would be like 180.
There you go.
Yeah.
So 180. There you go.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so
yeah.
mine was like in the 160s, and I was like, it was 155, and I'm like, it's like boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, oh God, I'm gonna have a stroke moving this equipment, and I'm what am I gonna do? And but it worked out okay. I actually felt better finding out that it could actually be 160 something without me having to keel
That is
over.
true. You know your upper limit now. You know, it's an important rule in life. Yeah.
I do not know my limits. I never have. So.
Well,
Anyway, so what are you going to do for us today?
So I'm going to do one of your favorites, I think. If I remember right, it's been so long. You know, in
All
COVID
right.
years, you know, it's been like 6 months. In COVID years, that's like 3 years. So
I know. It has really been forever. And I feel like you entered a different place in my mind, with the place of people I haven't talked to since the pandemic. But I of course have seen you, more recently than that. But I feel like I haven't seen you in years, but
Yeah.
I'm glad to see your smiling face.
Same here. I feel like I haven't seen myself on the show in years.
I
I
know,
I had different clothes. I wasn't going to wear the same old thing. When I thought, okay, I'm going to out Ed. I'm going to get like a louder shirt, but I found that
Let me
my-
see that.
my
Whoa,
camera
look at that
completely,
shirt.
the
Very
lights
nice.
are like, and not even like the bright side. The camera completely freaked out. Everything went blurry. The back went gray, and I was like, well, I guess I can't, so I'll be mailing this to you, for your
All right,
collection.
great.
Fantastic. 71 shirts so far you've got, I'm sure.
All right, take it away.
All right, let's go.
Nice.
Thank
I
you
do
very
like
much.
that song.
Yeah, that's a cool tune. I always I make it my own, which means I
Yes, you do.
mangle it. Is another.
As with everything that you do.
That's right.
So have
Too
you been
much.
playing or have you really not been playing and doing anything?
I've been for a while. I didn't play at all for about 2 months because I couldn't like turn my head. It'd be like
Yeah, right.
ow, 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 you know. And then I started playing a little bit, but this is the first gig. This is the first thing I've done in front of anyone since April 24th of this year. Not that I'm counting or like
Wow, almost 6 months.
milestones. So yeah, Jesus, man, wow. So and in that time you've traveled like 2,500 miles. Wow,
I
it
had a
was like,
busy summer. I mean, it's very strange because a lot of stuff happened this summer. I don't know if you've been following. You've been watching the show, I guess, right?
I've been
So
off and on.
a lot's been
You may have
happening,
seen me in the
and
chat.
I didn't expect, since I saw you last, I was pretty optimistic in April that
Yeah.
the summer would. No, I was pessimistic. I was confident that that COVID would be big part of our summer, and it ended up not being that way. Like
Yeah.
in May or whenever that was, they went, "Okay, we're good to go. It's over." And live music started up, but I'd already booked up my summer with, a couple of trips to Colorado and Oshkosh Air Show and like different things that I had going on. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the summer. I'm going to see what happens with COVID. And then in September, Bobby, unfortunately, at Bobby Q's passed away. So the jam did not take back up. Your phone is ringing.
How can that be? It's off.
Hello? It's me. I'm calling you. No.
It's your face. It looks like somebody is FaceTiming me.
Yeah, that's
You
it.
just wait for them to go away, and what's
That
weird
happens.
is it's this camera shot that's on the FaceTime thing.
What?
It's really weird. It's like there's two of me. Okay, thank you. No, stop, please. I can get up. Okay, there you go. Good. He's gone. All right.
It's Bill Norman trying to mess you up,
I turned everything off, I say, Bill Norman, I can't
funny.
get it, damn it, don't steal my gig. If you let him go first, then you're going to let him go first from now on. You like
Well,
losing
so
the
anyway,
key
so
gig.
the summer came and went. Jams came and went. Dave Lindsay ran his jam. A lot of people had shows. I actually played as much as I could. I had gigs with Soul Daddy, and I had gigs with Rocksteady Collective and other bands as well. And I had a pretty good summer. I mean, how was your summer? Were you at least able to get out at all, or were you really laid up?
I was, it was, I'm trying to think of, was there anything good that came out of the summer? I had an awesome time in Gloucester during Hurricane Henri.
Oh, really? What happened there?
The hurricane basically kind of missed Gloucester, but it rocked things up quite a bit anyway. So that was kind of cool. And then after that, everything cleared out, and no one had gone there because they thought there was a hurricane. So I had this huge beach to myself and a
Wow.
hotel with nobody in it. It was like, wow, what do I do now?
Yeah, hurricanes, they'll scare everybody away, but they don't always hit, and they don't always do what they say they're going to
wash
do.
everyone away. Yeah, it's like one of the two extremes. Yeah. So, but that was probably the coolest thing I got to do. And in the meantime, you were like driving. I view you as being sort of like right now on the web. There's now these you see these photographs of people who say they've seen this guy Brian Laundrie or Brian Laurie. The guy who.
Oh, yeah, right?
And
Oh,
you'll see like a picture of two people, and then in the background on the mountain there'll be like a little guy walking down, and it's circled, right?
that's me. Yeah.
I was exactly. It's like there's a guy in the balloon. Look, that's Ed. It's like there's a guy swimming in a canoe. Oh, look,
That's got to
Ed.
be a new series. I'll have to Photoshop some of that up.
You're like, where's Waldo?
No, it's too soon. It's too soon to make a joke out of it. My
It
God,
really
they got to get
is,
this
yeah,
guy.
I should not be saying that. It's a horrible, horrible thing. Maybe it'll
So-
make more awareness of bad issues that people ought to be doing something about, though. Maybe something bigger and better will come out of it.
It's
but
true.
it's
Well,
still
I've got more motorcycling planned and more things going on, but I'm actually working on some live music things. Not ready to announce yet, but I'm working on some live stuff, and we shall see what happens. I'll keep you posted on
cool.
JMTV.
Very cool.
So, what else do you have for us?
All right, I got. Do you have any idea how many more you want me to do?
Do two more.
Just two more. Okay, good. It works out perfectly. I have two more.
All right, great.
Here's something that'll put you to sleep. So stay awake, get that coffee. Here we go.
That was me on with Bill Nolan.
And is he live? Has he
And I
actually
saw
done
your face. You went, but
That
you
was how
gave
you
me
knew
the
that
I'm
was
done
over.
playing look. And I'm like, oh, God, put the headphones back on. Yeah, Bill's having, gremlins on his Mac. So
Is he still stuck?
he's figuring it out.
He
He's
is.
working on it.
Okay.
80 shows, 79 shows later, and it's a miracle any of this works.
Yeah.
You're sitting up in Cambridge. You're still in Cambridge, right?
I am still in Cambridge, although boy, I sure want to come back to Connecticut. I mean, I'm staying here, but I'm thinking maybe I'll like find something where I can like live in a studio, not a recording studio, but like a studio down there, and then have this place up here and kind of go back and forth. Because I still got so many friends.
I go back and forth. I spend time in Pennsylvania. I spend time in, on the road and all that, and I also spend time in Connecticut, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And more now. I'm teaching live. That's happening live now. That's not something that I'm doing on a screen as much, although I'm, about half the time on a screen teaching.
Mm-hmm. So that's still virtual.
But teaching live, and all my kids are getting shots. And the school, I talked to the school, and they said, we don't really have a contingency plan if COVID comes back any further. We don't think it will. We are pushing our way through this, so I don't think it'll be a repeat of last year where everybody goes virtual.
I guess I can't say it. There's an important family event that I'm planning for younger relatives, let's say,
right,
who are becoming closer, if this is all making any sense. And in booking the venue, one of the questions I raised was, so what if something happens with COVID? And they were like, it was like I said the wrong thing.
Nobody wants it. Like, knock wood,
Exactly. I mean, I just decided to drop it.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. All right, I'm going to let you tune up that guitar, and we'll be right back right after this with Woodbear to do one more song for us. Here we are back with Wilbert. So how's that guitar tuning?
It's like not behaving, but that's okay.
What else do you have for us?
All right, this is a tune by a guy named Colin Hayes, who was one of the founders of Men at Work. I don't know
right, absolutely.
And I came for the land down under. But this is just him. He's like done a solo career. He basically,
oh wow.
For whatever reason, their contract got dropped, and so he just decided, well, I'll just start playing, and maybe people will follow. And now he's playing to like 5,000 people at a time.
Wow.
And writes great songs, really cool stuff. Not at all like the old metal work. It's all solo stuff. It's all singer-songwriter stuff, and then tells hilarious stories in between.
I look forward to hearing that. I'll see you after.
All right. So this is Goodnight Romeo.
Really nice. That's a great tune.
Thank you. I had no idea what was going to come out. I learned that just this week. You know, I was like, I'm just going to do it. I haven't done anything in public in like months. I got to do something new. You know.
So what are you thinking? You're gonna now take it public?
That song, or am I ready to go out? Is what you're saying?
No, I mean, are you gonna try to get some gigs and play out in public and do that kind of thing?
I still got. I can carry just about 20 pounds, but not very far. So I'm pretty much online for the time being, unless I get some people to carry the bags for me.
Right. But you can carry your guitar. Get somewhere at least with your guitar.
Yep, and get play somewhere where they got a PA. Let them do that work.
Yeah, right.
It's just like you said. You get paid to do all the dirty work, and then you get get nothing for the fun.
Right.
So that's just the way it works. But you carry too much of that stuff too long. I figured I was 10 years younger than I actually am, and so when I was carrying this stuff in and out, they were all uptight. It's a hospital, so they're all uptight about carts and cables and speakers and so on. And you're not going to.
So wait a minute. Was there an incident? Did you actually, like, you're carrying your gear and you're like, boom, and you hit the floor and they grab you and they threw you on a gurney, or what happened?
It seems ironic, doesn't it? No, it's only the next morning when I woke up and went, oh God, I can't move. Oh my God.
Oh, okay. It didn't happen at the show.
So, no, it was just like a cruel irony that it did. I mean, if it had, then I probably would have gotten like their best.
I'm smiling, but I know how bad. Believe me, I know how bad back and neck pain is. But it's just no fun at all. But
it has not been fun, and I've worked my way through painkillers and muscle relaxants and all sorts of stuff. I have a great.
It's no fun. I had a situation at a gig once. I was playing at a fancy Pinkies Out Country Club in Westchester County, Quaker Ridge. Yeah, Quaker Ridge Country Club. A super high paying gig, right? So I got there way early and I'm loading in, and it is 98 degrees and 100% humidity. It is hot and boiling up. And I was like, I'm going to get there hours early and I'll set it up. And I had just that week started taking a med, and it affected my my blood pressure. Okay. And so what happened was, I'm loading, I carry whatever it is heavy in, and I plunk it down on the stage. The first thing I carried in of like 30 things. I'm alone, and I almost fainted. I was like, oh God. And I started to like, oh wow. Something happened. And I sat down on the amp, and I'm like, if I pass out, they're going to call the ambulance. I'm not going to load the gear in. There's going to be no show. All the musicians are going to show up in 2 hours, and there'll be no show. And I just sat there for a couple minutes breathing. It was hot, like so hot. And it was a combination of the med that I was taking and the heat, almost knocked me on the ground. But what are they going to do? They're going to call an ambulance, and they're going to cart me away.
Yeah, and all your gear is going to be spread out all over.
Oh, God, it was one of the worst. But it ended up just being a momentary thing, and it went away. So
yeah, it's funny. When you change medications, you never really know what's going to happen until it happens.
Don't know. Your body just says, in the heat and all that, I was probably dehydrated, who knows?
Yeah, that's true. You were doing everything wrong. You need to learn to take care of yourself.
Everything wrong.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I hope to see you. Are you planning a Connecticut trip anytime soon?
Once I can safely carry the bags, yes. But right now I'm to like 5-pound bags, and I carry 20 of them. That was how I went to Gloucester. I carried like 25-pound bags.
Go out to your car and get like a T-shirt, carry it in. Exactly. Some socks, carry it in.
I'm perfectly normal except for that one little problem. It's like. Don't ask me to carry a big Bible. I can't. It's not because I'm not religious. It's just I can't carry it.
Well, I'm glad to have you back on. I hope you're here every week, and look forward to seeing you very soon. Will Baird, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, I'll catch you soon. We'll be right back. Will Baird, really great to see him in the studio. I'm glad he's back with us on Jam TV. He probably did 50 episodes with us. Whatever 79 minus April is, it must be like 40 or 50 episodes with us, and it's good to see you back, Wilbert, and hope you can make it back every week. Bill Noman, we're still trying to get on the air. We're having some gremlins with the show tonight. Hopefully we'll get that resolved. Meanwhile, I'll play a track by my friend Tony Bacchetta, who I haven't seen in a while as well. Check this out.
Okay, this is a song I wrote a long time ago. It's a positive song, which I think we could all use right about now. And when I wrote it, I didn't intend to sing it. It was intended for another voice, so please excuse my vocal version. First we rise and then we fall, then we rise again. Every day goes on this way, it seems to never end. But every day is a brand new start, you try to find our dreams. With each day you try, you get closer it seems. Closer it seems. So hold on to your dream. Yeah, hold on to your dream. Hold on to your dream. Yeah, hold on to your dream. We may forget everything we've learned, and so we learn again. It's the same for all of us, the cycle never ends. But we can learn to love ourselves for who we really are. And if we can learn to live with that, we may reach the stars. Reach the stars. So hold on to your dream. Yeah, hold on to your dream. Hold on to your dream. Yeah, hold on to your dream.
Tony Bacchetta, I don't know if you're watching, but if you are, get back on the show or send me more videos. I just love it, what you do, and look forward to playing with you live as well. Here's another one by my friend Tony Bacchetta.
Okay, this is a song I came up with around St. Paddy's Day. I don't have a title for it just yet.
Nice. Tony Bacchetta. What a tasteful player. Really, really great. Super, super good. So we're still encountering some server problems, it turns out. And I'm going to show you a bunch of videos. We're going to play the show backwards, hopefully get people on live in a little while. Meanwhile, I'm going to play you a little bit of Rocksteady Collective. These are older videos, but they're goodies.
I'm Thanks so much, everybody. We are Rocksteady Collective. We're going to take a short break. And then we'll be back for a lot more. We're going to be back for a lot more, I promise you.
No break. You're going to do an encore right now.
We are the family, children must unite. Life is not much more than gold. Yeah, tell me. I wanna tell me with you. Tell me, and I hope you like tell me too. Holding on tight, holding on tight. Let it in my fire. Rose of creation, yeah. Tell me. I wanna tell me with you. Tell me, tell me, tell me, hold you like tell me too. Tell's all about my pride, truth I cannot hide. Gotta keep you satisfied. True love is what I miss. The love I can resist, so can't by my side. Tell me, I wanna jam it with you. Jam it, and I hope you like jamming too. Yeah, I hope you like jamming. Hope you like jamming. I wanna jam it with you. Jam it, and I hope you like jamming too. Yeah.
Super good. Super good. Eric Rabaska leading up Rocksteady Collective. And of course, both of those videos are with Mikey Beans, our good friend. We played with a different version of that this weekend at Joey C's. It was super fun to be on stage with those guys. Really fun. Get my echo effects out. Eric and I are like dueling echo effects. Like boo, 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 boo. It was great. It was a lot of fun. You definitely catch that band. Except they said, oh, we'll be back at Joey C's next month, the last Sunday of the month, I think it was. At the last Sunday of October, it'll be like 50. I don't know. I don't know if we're doing an outdoor gig or I'm not that I'm even on the gig, but that's where it gets kind of scary. This time of year, you can have, I don't know, it can be 50 degrees out. A little cold front come through, and all of a sudden it's 47 degrees out at gig time, and you're like trying to play like so bad. All right, I got one more by Eric Rabaska. Apparently, they're trying to solve a server-based problem that's not letting anybody on the show right now, except me. So here you go. This is Eric's band, a music video by Eric's band. We might as well make it the Eric Rabaska show. Here it is.
Let your breath flow like water. Drink in the nourishment so balance don't falter. Walk in creation as all gods on your altar. Like rocks of Gibraltar, we stand strong yet softer. We foster upgrades, reprogram your DNA, shine light in your airways, release you from your learned ways. We see you hardened by swordplay as we decode the haze. When lost in the maze, we help you climb towards volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Listen, hear the wailing of the ancients. It's cellular memory emitting purity over hatred, embodying patience over billions of years. When living like a vagrant, spirits in arrears. Fear is what the governments are peddling. They're in your face, they're in your ears, they're misguided meddling. Don't be settling, our love's continually spreading to all corners of the earth. Foundations are settling. Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
As above, so below. Feel the pain in my soul. The red pill dissolved. Organized, no matter the cost. Politicians start wars, they don't fight, they sit in the poor. And nothing lasts forever as long as we stay together. Give hell to the masses, watch the unity rapture. This is for the kids and the culture. It's one love, one growth, one light. Light warriors.
Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family. Volume of unity. Divine light shining individually, collectively transforming community. Peace in our human family.
There it is. One. You know what I want to do? I want to have a contest on Jam TV. I got to figure this out with Eric. We're going to give something away. We have to figure out how many times people put their finger up. How many individual shots are there of people going one? And how many times do they say one in the song? I don't know. I'm easily entertained. And with that, I'm bringing on my good friends, Sherry and Dave. Hey.
We can't. Okay, there we go.
Hey, something tells me that's going to be like counting marbles in a jar.
That's it. Counting marbles in a jar. One. I bet you like that. It's got to be two numbers. The sum of two numbers. The sum of the number of times they said one in the song and the number of times you see somebody with their finger up.
No, that's redundant.
Oh my God. The Department of Redundancy Department,
Right.
sponsoring the, how you guys doing?
We're good.
Yeah.
Good.
What you been up to?
It sounds like the only person who would be able to have time to count all those is somebody who lives in a trailer in West Virginia.
How am I so busy?
Pennsylvania, wherever
How
you
am
are.
I so unbelievably busy that I would never have the time to do that?
No,
So
you're
what are you
back
guys
and
up
forth.
to?
Back and forth.
We're just
Nothing.
hanging.
Living and working.
Yeah.
Are you sailing anymore? Or is the boat out of the water? Or are you still doing it?
Still
No.
in there.
Boats until the 31st.
Oh, we should do a little Halloween sale.
I would love to go out, although it could be blowing and nasty and sleeting and snowing on Halloween.
We should do a Halloween sale dressed as dinosaurs.
I'll get it. I'll get a costume for that.
Well, no, you might have to steer the boat. You might have to be in there so we can be dumbass
And
dinosaurs
you can
with our
stand
tails,
up on the bow, like looking like Viking dinosaurs.
tails hanging over the edge.
That's the way. I've always wanted one of those suits, but I can't now. You own that territory now.
Well, if you ever feel a need, you can borrow one of ours.
There you go. So all right. So you're our Britney correspondent. What's going on with Britney Spears?
Well, the last I heard is that you offered to be her conservator and choreographer.
I'm just making myself available as usual to help people.
She hasn't contacted you about that?
Not yet. Her dad called, but it was not pretty.
I'm sure. Yeah, so that's the latest I heard is that he's been removed by a judge. So, but some other person is like taking that place, and there's going to be a hearing relatively soon to just remove the conservatorship altogether and let this girl live her life. And woman, not even girl, let this woman live her life.
I don't know. One thing that, like, I might be able to count up how many times they say one in Eric Ravasca's video, but I don't know first of all, I don't know how crazy batshit is. I know I imagine there is a thing called batshit, and I'll bet you that Britney Spears is batshit crazy. We just don't know.
She's normal. But like if everybody who made a bad decision in their life had to be conserved, we'd all be conserved.
Yeah, exactly. I don't have enough money to be. People are like, let's put Ed in a conservatorship. How much does he get? $44. No, we're not doing that.
All right, so this is where Sherry and I differ, because I watched the documentary too, and
there's a documentary.
There's a Free Britney documentary, or I can't remember what it's called.
It's what's it called?
It's a Free Britney documentary, or
it is on Hulu.
Britney documentary.
Do you have Hulu?
Yes, I do.
It's on Hulu.
So it's on Hulu. So anyway, they play some of her like very recent like Twitter things or TikTok videos or whatever the hell people do nowadays. She puts out little messages for her fan base, on social media, and she looks a little like she's holding it together, but something's not quite right there. Like emotional maturity, like I don't know if she's there.
But yeah, but like, I don't know if I have the emotional maturity to manage my own finances, but somehow I get by.
That said, she's been through a lot, and so that's
what I mean. We're all screwed up in some way. So like,
but hold on, how much has she got? How much money does she have?
60 million.
60 million. All right. So listen, all I'm saying is, you might be fine. Like, you're one of the more stable people that I know.
You really don't know a lot of people then, but that's okay.
You're one of them. Well, no, I know a lot. You know the people I know, so this is true. Okay, so you're more stable than, I don't know, Billy Foster. No, look, you're a very stable person. What would you do if you had $60 million? You might just go boom. You might just become crazy.
Right.
A lot of people do. David Chappelle went nuts for a while because, he's found himself with that kind of money.
Right.
And, and then people like Kurt Cobain, right? He couldn't handle that kind of level of fame and that kind of money.
Right.
So, yeah, who's to say? But in other news, Shakira was attacked by wild boars.
What? I didn't even know this.
Okay, wait a minute. This is a breaking news story. Shakira attacked by what? We're breaking the story. Okay.
Right. No, so Shakira was Spain or Brazil. I don't remember, but as a tourist with her son in some sort of a park, and they were attacked by wild boars.
Is she living? Did anybody get killed?
No. I think they're both fine. I think I think a designer purse was injured. But I think that her and her son are fine.
Was it pigskin?
I was going to say a designer purse that was once an alligator or something.
or like one of those pig testicles.
It was a wild boar purse at those Colombians,
And the wild boars were like, that was cousin Fred. What are you?
All right, so listen, this is a true story. Okay, I met some people on my motorcycle trip in Texas. And they said that they were I was telling them my wild boar story, okay, which is that I was on the motorcycle and I'm cruising through in the middle of nowhere in Texas. And there's like literally mountain goats and antelope. They have antelope in Texas. I swear to you. It's in a song, right? So I passed.
Come on the range?
Yes. I passed. That's it. I passed two wild boars on the side of the road. And I know they're dangerous, but I'm like, I've got to loop back and take a picture. So I turn the bike around and I get back to where they are and I stop and I'm like, they're over there. And I've got my camera with my telephoto lens. I get that out of the bag and I'm shooting them, right? And they're looking at me like, who are you taking a picture of, gringo? Right? And I'm just taking it. They're like, and they start walking my direction, but they're still like 30 yards away. And I got great picture, like the other side of the road is where they were. And all of a sudden I hear something, like I got the sense I was being watched. And I turned around and there are like 5 of them, like 5 feet away from me, standing there looking at me like, we're going to kill you now. And I had the motor running. I think the only thing that kept them from eating my leg was that I had the motor running on the motorcycle. So I just popped it into gear, like, took off. And I was like, oh my God. And then I told that story to somebody and they're like, you're so lucky because they like, you've heard about like Dobermans and Rottweilers and whatnot will bite you and get you.
Yeah.
These will do that, only worse. They have big teeth. And
like their teeth, their one tooth is like this big. That's a remote control in case Todd's watching.
Yes, no, like I'm serious. They will mess up your day, these things. So the people that I talked to were in a campsite and their tent got ripped open. They had food in their tent and they were sleeping and these things came in the tent and were like rifling through to get their food. And they couldn't get the tent unzipped and they had to go out the hole that these things ripped. It was like a mayhem.
Wow.
So, all right. So what do you know about Shakira?
That's it. I never got past the headline.
Dave is apparently now the Shakira correspondent.
Oh my God.
I never got past that. I like clicked it real quick. I was at work and I just read and I got to the part where nobody was injured and I was like, all right, well, that's good. And then I lost interest.
All right. So let me guess. All right. I haven't done any research yet, but let me intuitively write the story, right? Shakira and her son were at a zoo and behind the bars and the javelina or the wild boar walked over to her. That's what I believe the story is.
So you think
that's probably closer to the truth.
You think she jumped in the wild boar exhibit?
No, I think she was just there and it walked over and scared her kid or whatever. And how would you like to be Shakira's kid? Oh my God.
That's nuts. But you know what you're saying about the wild boars, not that we want to spend a lot of time on this.
I love
it. You know, I can't remember the movie, but like the antagonist in this movie,
yeah,
like the way he would get like dispose of like the people, like, you know, if you put a hit out on you or whatever, right? You were brought to this guy and you were thrown to his wild pigs. And like by the time the pigs were done, there was nothing left of you. And that's what they do. It's like a whole bunch of them will just get together and like go to town on whatever it is that.
And they're smart. They're really smart.
Happens to be their prey.
Oh my God.
And they say domestic pigs, if you stop feeding a domestic pig, like you just are like, okay, pig, you're free, go, right? In about 3 weeks, the pig will turn feral and pretty much behave like a wild boar.
Wow. And eat people.
And eat people or whatever. They say it takes about 3 weeks for them to lose all their domestication and just.
Wow. Kind of like musicians who don't have a jam to go
to.
Right.
I'm reading about Shakira.
Yeah. What's the latest with Shakira?
She's so worried about her handbag. But
yeah, $40,000 handbag. Okay. You'd be worried too.
It says pop super. I gotta put my glasses on for this one. Oh, we were at Club London the other night, and we're sitting at a table with Henry. It was like me, Henry, Tommy's girlfriend Kate, a couple other people, and Henry can't see that we're doing this, but we all put on our reading glasses to read the menu, like everyone at the table. And I was like, Henry, you finally reached an age where your friends can't see either.
That's right, and you have the same glasses I have.
Pretty much.
You have the blue blocking glasses, right?
No, I don't. They're not blue blocking. They're just reflecting off the screen.
Mine are blue blocking.
But they're prescription readers.
Britney Spears signature edition.
Right. I would buy those. Pop superstar Shakira says she was the victim of a random attack, not like a premeditated attack. Random. The boards are like, how are we going to get Britney?
They were
Shakira.
Taliban wild boars. They were definitely Taliban.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Pop superstar Shakira says that she was the victim of a random attack by a pair of wild boars while walking in a park in Barcelona
Zoo.
with her 8-year-old son. The
Oh my
Colombian singer said the animals attacked her before seizing her bag and retreating with it into the woods. She shared her bizarre tale in a series of Instagram stories on Wednesday. Holding the now recovered but torn bag towards the camera, she said, Look at how 2 wild boar which attacked me in the park have left my bag. She's like appalled by the condition of this bag.
Those insensitive, terrible pigs. Oh my God.
They were taking my bag into the, this is from the BBC.
From the BBC. It's a slow news day. Oh my God.
Well, America's not reporting on it. They were taking my bag into the woods with my mobile phone in it. They destroyed everything.
And they made calls.
She then turned to her son, whose father is the Barcelona footballer Gerard Piqué, I don't know how to say his last name, and said, Milan, tell the truth. Say how your mommy stood up to the wild boar. Anyway.
What I love about these stories is it shows how relatable celebrities are to the rest of
Right.
us.
Oh my God. So in other words, no tooth of any wild boar touched any of Shakira or her family's skin.
Correct. Just her handbag.
But it's on the BBC, okay? Pig steals purse. That's the story. Oh my God.
There's a joke in there somewhere. What you can't make a purse out of a sow's ear? Isn't that it? Isn't that the saying?
Yeah. Oh my God. Now, guaranteed, Shakira will now launch a line of wild boar accessories, belts and purses.
With little teeth marks in it.
And teeth marks, exactly, right? That's the whole thing. It's all a publicity stunt.
Shakira's Colombian. I bet you those 2 boars wound up on a platter with apples in their mouths.
Absolutely. They sent the Colombians after them, like on Breaking Bad,
Hang on, my computer's freaking out for a second.
Oh my God. Are you going to play some music for us? You have a
Where did
ukulele
you go? There you are. Sorry.
You have a ukulele?
Yeah, I have a ukulele.
Play a song for us. Apparently, I'm so happy to see you guys on the show because Will Baird came on the show. I don't know if you caught that, but Will Baird, in the beginning of the show, he came on. Bill Nolan couldn't get on and has now given up because he can't get on.
Well, was that Tony? Was that Tony that I saw playing an instrumental?
Yeah, but he was not. He was not live.
That was a video. That was very good, though. I caught the end of that.
Super good, but apparently nobody can get on the show tonight. They're having some back-end server problem. So,
well, how are we on?
I don't know how you're on. I'm so happy you're on, but a lot of people are having trouble. I'm getting all these messages from people saying that they can't get on the show. So
we're using Chrome as our browser. I usually use Firefox for everything else, but we're using Chrome, and
we're on a MacBook Pro.
There you go. You got me. Bill Nolan couldn't figure it out. He tried for 90 minutes. He struggled with it. I hate to have him miss. I'm going to play a song by him anyway at some point, but good to see you guys. And what do you got for us?
Hang on a second. I was gonna play the way.
Go with what you know.
No. This is why Dave doesn't play with me, because I drive him crazy that I'm always winging something new. But Ed, you know I've been doing that since the first day I started coming to jams. I've been like,
absolutely,
I'm gonna play this song that I've never tried ever, and just
perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I'm just gonna play while Dave sits here and stares at me like I'm a wild boar or something.
It's all you.
Okay.
With your new wild boar hair, yeah.
Okay. Like any good band, we kicked out the bass player.
There you go. All right, take it away.
They made up their mind and they started packing. Left before the sun came up that day. Exit to eternal summer slacking. But where were they going without ever knowing the way? They drank up the wine and they got to talking. You staring at me back here. They now had more important things to say. And when the car broke down, they started walking. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? This is where I'm gonna mess it up. Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry. They'll never get old and gray. All right, I got it now. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway. They're happier there today. Oh, I got it. That chord, okay. The children woke up and they couldn't find them. They left before the sun came up that day. They just drove off and left it all behind them. Where were they going without ever knowing the way? Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with. Steve, you're missing the good stuff over here. Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry. They'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted the highway. They're happier there today. Anyone can see the road that they walk on is paved with gold. It's always summer, they'll never get cold. They'll never get hungry. They'll never get old and gray. You can see their shadows wandering off somewhere. They won't make it home, but they really don't care. They wanted their highway. They're happier there today. Oh, Blinker!
He is like huge now. He's a giant.
He is so big.
Yeah, he's a giant now.
Oh my God, he got so big.
Yeah, he's really big.
How much do you think he weighs?
He's not that heavy. He's just fluffy. He's just floofed out, but he's bigger than Picky, just not heavier than Picky.
Right. He's going to be Bob size, though.
Oh, he's a giant. His paws are huge. You know, he's going to easily be Bob size.
Oh my God, I can't believe you're just like tossing him around like that and he doesn't care.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. You know, he gets this a lot. He's used to it.
That's right, because you started training. Oh my God, Blinker, you are so freaking cute.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
You started training him when he was a little baby to put up with your nonsense, right?
Yeah, he's not as tolerant. You know what's happened? Picky in his old age is like, you know what? You'll get 10 seconds of twisting me around, then I got to go outside, right? And so he sees that, and he's like, all right, I'm not going to be uncool and allow him to twist me around, even though he kind of likes it, you know?
He didn't seem to mind. All right, yeah, so Dave makes fun of me that I am willing to try to play something, and That's how you take risks. That's how you grow as a musician.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to get a looper pedal. You ever play around with a looper pedal?
I mean, not really. No. I mean, we have that vocal pedal has
You know,
one.
I'm not good with that kind of stuff live, like trying to fool around with the looper, or even just, you know, pedals like stomp boxes in general.
Right.
Like the second I got to take to think about stepping on that thing screws me up. I just have this.
Right.
When I'm playing, I can either play or I can do something else. I can't play and do something else. I can't play and talk. It's some sort of circuit is missing in my brain. Like I literally, if you start talking to me while I'm playing music, I can't respond to you.
Yeah.
I can do one or the other. And nobody else I know who's a musician seems to have that problem, but I do.
No, you know, it's interesting. You're different. First of all, different musicians use different parts of their brain. I think you start in music somewhere. I start with a very improvisational place, and I try to explain to people what I'm doing when I'm soloing or when I'm figuring out a song, and they're like, you know, like you're on the internet and they say like, describe your process for coming up with, you know, 27 plus 43 or whatever it is, right?
Right.
Like, describe what you, and I try to describe to people what I'm doing when I'm playing or when I'm figuring out a song on the fly or whatever it is. And they're like, you do what? Like, that's not even a thing. Like, how do you, you know, and I think if you start with classical music or you start with jazz or you start whatever it is, I started in a very unusual, like listening, you know, ear training and stuff like that. And then you use that part of your brain. You might have, when you played the bass, you might have used a part of your brain that is the thing you use to respond to somebody. So that when you try, so you're like, sorry, that part is busy, you know, that.
Right. And that's what it is.
He does the same thing when he's driving. You start talking to him when he drives, he makes a wrong turn.
So
Really?
I don't know how we arrived there. So anyway, I liked the song that she was playing, and I kind of know it too. But for both of us to be spontaneously remembering different parts wasn't going to work.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like, you know, I haven't played that song in a few weeks. Like, we worked on it, we learned it, you know, and we knew it. But, you know, I have to like brush up on it like right before. Otherwise, I'll be like, oh wait, is that an A or an E or? Well, like Dave's good with patterns. I'm obviously good with lyrics. Like that's my thing. I can remember like lyrics.
I can't remember lyrics at all. Like if you said, I'll give you $100 if you say any 3 words in that song that I just sang, I'll be like, I have no idea.
Right.
What's the name of the song you just played? I have no
now,
idea.
did you ever take piano lessons, or you just started as a keyboard player?
Accordion. I played accordion.
Right. But never piano.
No, I
mean, you know how to play a piano. I understand that, but that was never your primary.
On the first day of first grade, my homeroom teacher got up at assembly, literally the first thing I did at school. And he played Puff the Magic Dragon and I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles on the accordion. He was a big fat guy with like crazy hair and whatever. It was it was like 1969, right? And I was like, that's what I want to do. And I came home from school. I was like, I need an accordion, right? So he used to give me lessons. He'd come to my house and give me lessons. And he was the coolest guy. But I was like, why don't you play the song for me just so I can get a feel for it, right? I'm 6 years old, right? And so he would play the song, and then I would take the accordion and I would be like figuring it out. And then I would practice it. I had the sheet music and I would practice it, but then he would say things like, you know, you did really well, but you didn't turn the page on the sheet music. I like pretended that I was reading it, but I wasn't.
Because you were playing by ear.
I was playing totally by ear. And once I had the pattern or whatever, then I could, and I figured out how to make the pattern work. And that's still how I play. But then my dad thought the accordion, my mother had no problem with the accordion. She was from Austria. Accordion was a thing. My father was like, why the accordion, right? So he's like, we will buy you an organ, a home organ, a Thomas Lawrence Welk model Thomas home organ, right? And which in the day, imagine this, it was 1971 and I was 8 years old and it was $5,500 in 1971. Like you could buy a house for $5,500. Like it was like so much money, right?
So did it have like accompaniment and drawbars and courses and everything?
Yes, it had everything.
Like
It
a
had
theater organ.
it had yes, it had a like a drum machine in the days when that wasn't a thing. And it was very, very cool. And so the end of that story is I get a phone call from Elwood. And by the way, the organ that I got flew to Europe with us, flew back to the United States, and then flew from in Europe. It went to Austria, and then when I went to school in Switzerland, it went into the school. They talked the school into putting it in their auditorium as the organ at the auditorium. It was like really nice, right? It was the one on the Lawrence Welk show. Like it was the organ. And it wasn't a Hammond, but it was, that kind of thing. And when it came back to the States, it went to Arizona. And when my mother sold her house, she's like, you can have it. Right. So Elwood calls me on the phone. This is about 6, 7, 8 years ago. He calls me on the phone and he says, Special Ed, I'm at Goodwill. What kind of organ did you say you had? I said it was a Thomas Welk edition, a Lawrence Welk edition Thomas organ. And he said, there's one right here. And he sent me a picture of it. And that was it. And it was $35. So I said, buy it. I'll come down and pick it up. So I took it to a studio that I had, and I played it in the studio. It was the same organ for $35, 5, 6, 7 years ago.
How funny! And where is it now?
It got abandoned when I moved out of that studio. It's like a piano. It's one of those giant things that you don't want to move.
Right. You don't stick it in the trunk of your car. Right.
No. Maybe a Hammond B3 or some special Hammond, you might want to deal with it, but even Hammond organs, even I have a right out on my porch here. I've got a Hammond A100, and it's great. Or no, I'm sorry, it's an M3, a Hammond M3, which is a great little organ, but it was free. Some school was getting rid of it, and they're basically free for the taking, like most pianos.
Yeah, I think I have $1,000 into moving a $250 piano.
There it is. You better love your piano.
We play it. I play it still.
Right. You keep it tuned?
Yeah, as much as we can. Like during COVID, we had a hard time getting the piano tuner over, but then he came, and we got one octave that doesn't like to stay in tune for very long. So
right.
I don't know if there's something we could do about it, but
probably not. It probably cost you $1,000 to figure it out.
All right. I'm going to do something that Dave's going to disappear again. He's going to roll his eyes at me and disappear.
I'm not going to roll.
I'm going to play a song that I've never played ever.
I want to get back to the driving thing, but anyway, after this, yeah, go ahead.
I'm just kidding. But Dave and I could be driving, or we could be having this in-depth conversation, and be like, "Did I miss my turn?"
Oh yeah. I can't. Maybe I just can't talk and do anything else. Maybe that's the problem. And the thing is, you can be talking to me. Like you could be telling me chord changes. You could be telling me anything. I can hear what you're saying. I can process what you're saying. I will retain it and comprehend it.
But you can't speak.
No problem. I can receive it all. I cannot respond back without it interrupting what I'm doing musically.
Interesting.
And I don't know
whatever
why.
it is. The vocal cords are driving. That's the part of your brain that drives you, either vocal cords or your fingers.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Jerry,
all right, here we go.
The
premiere, because we were talking about Brittany. So, oops, I did it again.
All right, go for it.
I think I did it again. I made you believe we're more than just friends. It might seem like a crush, but it doesn't mean that I'm serious. But to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me. Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, and I can't pay attention to you now, I'm reading. Play with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love. I'm from above, I'm not that innocent. You see, my problem is this, I'm dreaming dreaming away, wishing that heroes would truly exist. I cry watching the days. You see, I'm a fool in so many ways, but to lose all my senses, that is just so typically me. Oh baby, baby, oops, I did it again. I played with your heart, got lost in the game. Oh baby, baby, oops, you think I'm in love, that I'm sent from above. I'm not that innocent. What the? Dave, you're missing it. Ed's pulling out all his toys. Is that Princess Leia? What is that?
Let's go with that. Let's go with Princess Leia. All right.
Mother Mary? Who is that?
This is Jenny Lind. Okay.
Oh, I know who that is.
How do you know that? Who is that?
That's the opera singer that P.T. Barnum hired.
Right. So guess what this is?
It's a Jenny Lind statue.
A Jack Daniels decanter.
It's a Jenny Lind liquor decanter, right? You can like drink. You can drink liquor out of Jenny Lind, right? and it was made by Guy Pacino, our good friend.
Oh, that is cool.
Really?
Nice
Isn't that
job,
cool?
Guy, if you're watching.
It's made of porcelain. It's made of porcelain. And
How did he do that?
He used to do this for a living. He would make decanters that you could buy with booze in them at the liquor store. You ever seen those? Like cool decanter, like an eagle and whatever. He would design and make them.
That's cool.
And this is one of them that he had like too many of them, and like I got one. So super nice.
That is cool. Who did I think it was? Princess Leia? Okay.
Princess Leia. It's a little.
You've been missing it. Every like 5 seconds, Ed comes in with another toy.
It does look like Princess Leia. And then I have my Robbie the Robot, which is roughly the same scale as her, right? Like slightly wrong.
Where's Robbie the Robot from?
Robbie the Robot is from Forbidden Planet.
Oh, okay.
Right?
For your convenience, I am monitored to respond to the name Robbie.
That's Robbie the Robot, yeah. So Elwood calls me up one day and he goes, Special Ed, you've got to cut down here right away. I got a Robbie the Robot collector's item, and it walks and it talks and it does all kinds of stuff, you know?
What does Elwood do all day? Just go to estate sales?
Something tells me that you get a lot of those phone calls.
I get a lot of those phone calls, yes, like this, you know? No. It's the no button, right? Yeah, I got all kinds of Elwood related stuff here that, you know.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I need the no button for work.
The no button. Yeah, that's what that is. If you have that on your desk, somebody comes in and goes, hey boss, could I have a raise?
No.
Right?
No.
Right.
Did you do that report yet? No.
For the last time, no.
There it is. I got to put it right here. Maybe, can you hear it now when I do it here?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way.
No.
Here we go. Put it right on the mic on the computer. That was great, by the way. I enjoyed that song, even though I desecrated it with Jenny Lind, you know.
I just, I've been on a Britney kick lately. Anyway, that I'm actually playing Britney songs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do our Britney band,
Yes.
Britney, like all Britney Spears, but do it on unusual instruments. And I'm gonna get the looper because all right, so back to loopers.
All right.
I've been the problem is there's like 100 different kinds of loopers, and they can get really expensive. Like you could spend like $1,000 on a looper, and I've got Ableton Live and software. I can do it in the studio, but the idea to have a device with one button on it that you can push the button and you can do looping. My problem is I'm not a singer. I've got to make myself sing. So maybe this winter, when I'm cooped up inside with nothing to do, I will learn Britney Spears songs, or I will learn the harmonies at least, and you can sing them.
But yeah, totally. But like I was listening recently. I think Pete Rondom shared that Wall video again. And I was teasing you about singing in the beginning, but then I'm listening to all these like echoes and effects, and it sounded so much like the original.
Thanks for noticing, because actually,
did you harmonize at one part with yourself or like layer?
There are probably 15 audio tracks that I did on that. There are layers of harmonies, and if you listen to the Pink Floyd record, which I did like with a fine-tooth comb,
Yeah.
what you'll find is that there are always unusual harmonies in the background, and there are parts where there's like a choir singing,
Right.
and of course the section you did, we did I'm gonna have to
Like,
find it now and play it, but in
yeah,
that
play it.
section that you did, there's all kinds of harmony work. Let's see, where
But
can I find the Pink Floyd?
if
Yeah,
you play this, audience listening at home, listen to like the layering that Ed does. It sounds like just that corny. Like I always thought that intro was kind of corny, but I just thought like it was just you kind of mimicking that. But then I realized like recently all the layering you did, it was really cool.
yeah, there's a lot of layering. I may have been so embarrassed by doing that I deleted it off my cart. I can't play it tonight, but
Oh,
I'll see if I can maybe find it and play it. Maybe I'll play something else by last minute production. But you know what we should do? You know what we should do? All right. This is for real. This is
yeah,
actually
we're gonna put on our glasses for this. This is serious.
for a change. This is serious. So Mike Baumwall passed away, and a lot of
Right.
people. We did that memorial for Mike. You guys were there, and what's going to have to happen. There's no way that I'm going to be able to produce the volumes of material that Mike did, or that Mike and I did, and Mike did on his own. But we're going to at least have to do one a month or something like that of productions. And I would say, the way I want to handle this, the way that makes sense for me is because I don't have countless energy. Like Mike just was like, I'll have 5 projects going at once, and like it was just mind numbing
Right.
how the producing of it was just amazing how he did that. And I don't mind the technical side. I don't mind stitching it together and making the videos and doing the audio mixes, and I'm good at that. I'm like the introvert guy, and he was the outside guy, like getting people to do their parts and all that. But we should have what I want to do is like I want to have Winston do a bunch of videos like with Winston horn players and horn charts and all that, and then you and I should work on some unusual. We should do like Britney Spears with unusual instrumentation.
Yeah, I would totally be on board.
Get Dave Hirsch to do tuba bass on it. Get banjo player. Get do with ukulele and accordion. I got a sousaphone here.
Right.
And as any kind of excuse to do an instrument that's out of character, your auto harp and all that.
Right.
And we could do something interesting with that.
That'd be super fun.
I think we could have fun with that. So anybody watching, if you want to participate and produce music videos, we're going to be doing that this winter as soon as we get cooped up, which it's already
it's going to happen. You're right.
already 47 degrees out. It's like we're all going to be stuck home going, I wish I had something to do.
Mm-hmm.
But
I kind of thought the collaborative videos were over, but you're right. We're gonna get cooped up again. And
well, the other thing is they were really fun to do. It was fun to do those collaborative, and I really enjoyed the videos that you and Dave did. Those projects and your video.
Some more.
I really like that, and we shouldn't just give that up. We developed some skills on how to make videos remotely. Now, what's nice about now is that COVID is not at a last winter. It was like if I come to your house, I remember coming to your house and wearing a mask, and we're all wearing a mask, and
you sat by the door, and right
now, I'm going to go get my 3rd shot sometime soon, and we're all going to be okay, more or less.
Mm-hmm.
And but what that means is that we can get together in person and do the filming together.
Yeah, true.
So you don't have to do it all yourself, and you can have like a filming party. Get a pull a band together, get together at somebody's house and shoot the video, and record the audio. Do it that way instead of having to do it all remotely. It's much.
It's weird. Like I had, I never got into the collaborative video thing, but like if somebody else produces it or if Dave's willing to do the work, I'll participate in it. It was not my thing because I like the live interaction and stuff. But recently I did a presentation for a hospice conference, but so it was going to be a hybrid conference, but then at the last minute they decided to go all virtual because of COVID and whatever. So I had to pre-record a my conference presentation, my entire presentation with my slideshow and everything. I had to pre-record it so it would be available for the audience to play it like on demand.
Right.
And so it was the strangest thing to have nobody. I talked to nobody for an hour and went to the next slide and the next slide. And I'm like, it was so weird. I would have rather had 100 people sitting in front of me than do that.
Right. It's also,
I need the eye contact,
even if you do it with one other person, a lot of times when I would shoot documentary interviews when I used to be in the business, what you would do is it's important to get somebody. You could do it yourself if you want sort of an intimacy with the person. Like if I interviewed you, I know you, and it would be more like a real conversation like this. But if you want it to look more and be more circumspect, what you do is you get a stranger. And so what I would do is I would have a friend of mine come and I would say, hello, this is the interviewee, and you're going to sit there and you're going to explain it to them. And, and then I say to my friend, and you can't say anything. You can gesture and you can nod, can't say a word. And so they would just sit there and like, interesting, whatever. And the person would be explaining it to a human, and that, who'd never heard it before. And that's it changes the way that you deliver your thing.
Look at this thing. I can't flip him upside down.
You got Bob?
Look at this monster.
Where's my monster? My monster's not around, so I was going to introduce him.
He doesn't like that. But here, sit with us, Bob.
I got to come see Bob. So we'll include Bob in our Britney Spears band.
Yes, he can meow like crazy. Where is his head? There's his head.
Does he meow?
Oh my God.
He does?
Yeah, he's a very, very vocal cat. Usually at about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Good, yeah.
So there's only 2 rooms that he can't go in the whole house. One is the garage, and the other is our bedroom. Just because I really just want a couple places where I don't have to clean up cat hair.
Yeah,
getting cat hair out of musical instruments is a pain in the neck.
So wait, stop. So he sheds a lot.
Yes.
It depends. It depends on the time of the year, but yes, he does leave hair everywhere.
When does he shed? Like what time of year does he shed?
So, springtime for sure. As soon as it starts getting warm, he starts shedding. And then around now, he's going to grow out a new undercoat, so he's going to shed the old one. You know what?
I got to tell you this. The little kitten here,
right?
Maybe it hasn't started yet, but I've got one of those crazy cat brushes that's crazy. It's like
the Furminator.
If you pull it on your arm, you have to go to the emergency room. It's so rough, right? And I do it on him. Nothing comes out of that cat.
Oh, that's great. No, Bob, when I'm done, I can make another cat.
This guy, I might get like a little sliver. Like
you know what, Ed? You have to come over just to comb Bob. Like you would have so much fun doing that.
Oh my God! All right, I'll do that. But we got to get a costume for Bob so that he can
look
participate.
At this. Dave just went to get the.
I'm gonna regret doing this because now the cat's gonna want to get combed. But yeah, I have the implements of destruction that you're talking about.
Oh my God, those are serious. Oh my God.
The company's called the Furminator. And this thing this thing here that looks like a claw, that will take knots out of a cat like nobody's business. Like when the fur gets matted and stuff.
All right.
It'll pull dreadlocks right out of him.
He doesn't get matted. This little cat, I can't get any fur out of him. Maybe he's hair. Maybe he's got hair, not fur.
But I don't know if it's because a kitten. I didn't know Bob is a kitten, but Blinker's hair seemed very fine compared to Bob. Bob's is really thick. But maybe it's because he's a kitten. Maybe as he gets older, it might thicken up.
We're gonna find out.
Was Bob's hair thin, Dave, as a kitten?
No, he used to. I mean, he sheds more as an adult for sure. He sheds a lot more as an adult for sure.
Oh, now he's disappointed though, because he wanted Dave to comb him.
He'll get his shedding later. Yeah. Pretty wild. All right, I'm gonna play a music video. What were you gonna say, Dave?
So he doesn't like closed doors. He doesn't like the idea of being barred access from any place. It drives him nuts.
Right.
So he'll sit outside the bedroom door at 5 in the morning and just start wailing. And he's got all these different inflections. So he'll try meowing one way. And when that doesn't work, he'll develop another different inflection and he'll try that for a while. And he keeps trying different things. And some of the noises this cat makes, it's like, it's unbelievable.
I was looking for my tape recorder. If you have a good tape recorder, even if you use an iPhone or an iPad with the voice memo app, you've got to record some.
I'll record it.
Yes.
Well, see, like, so, but Ed, right? Like Dave will pet Bob, right? But he doesn't talk to Bob. I talk to Bob nonstop. But you talk to your cats too.
Absolutely.
So does that encourage them to meow? Like, does Picky meow?
Picky, I don't even think he meows ever. Like,
really,
every once in a while I'll get a little something out of him, but a squeak or whatever. The
because
little
Bob and I will have full length conversations.
Mayday was like that. Mayday would talk, and then I would talk, and Mayday would talk.
Oh yeah, okay.
But these guys are pretty quiet. The little one makes like exertion sounds, like when he runs into the room and he stops. He skids too hard. He goes "Meow" when he stops. Like. Yeah, but no, he does. They're not loud. They're not very vocal. No.
Bob makes noises every time. If he gets off the couch, he meows. If he gets on the couch, he meows. If he goes upstairs, he meows. If he comes downstairs, he meows.
Yeah, like when he jumps onto the couch, he'll like make a chirping noise. When he jumps off the couch, he makes a chirping noise.
Right.
Like those little exertion noises.
In due course, get me some Bob sounds because we'll incorporate that into the music, and we got to shoot videos.
Definitely.
Not a problem.
Definitely. But he's got to be a member of the band because, it's got to be Britney Spears with unusual instruments. So you start working on the set list, what we're going to do.
All right. Sounds good.
That's the plan. I'm going to play a video for you right now. Watch
All right, let's see it.
So this video happened where I hadn't been working directly on a lot of the last minute production videos towards the end. And I said, Mike just said, why don't you do one soup to nuts? Like, we're going to do this video with the Soul Daddy guys, and why don't you just do it soup to nuts? So I developed a technique where I used to be a handheld cameraman. Like, when I was in the business, that's how I got into the business. I was a handheld. I would hold a camera on my shoulder, a big movie camera, whatever, and I would film. And when you're doing collaborative videos, you don't get to be a cameraman. So what I did is I had everybody do a wide shot of themselves, and then I handheld shot it again off my screen. I would have them performing on my screen, and I handheld on the with my phone. I shot the screen and then did zoom effects and pan effects and things like that, and came up with this little number.
But couldn't take it 'cause
There it is.
That was cool.
That really had like that MTV kind of vibe to it.
Right. That's what I was
you
going
guys
for. That real
almost
kind of
did it with
low
more energy than Huey Lewis did it.
Yeah.
Well, they did a video. Do you remember the video that they did? It was similar to that in a way. It was a lot of very fast cutting, and you know, I sort of copied that style, but I didn't have the benefit of having people in front of me. So I literally took my phone and filmed the screen of my big monitor.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And that gave you that handheld, you know, kind of vibe.
It was awesome. Ken Burns says nothing on you.
There you go. There was a guy named Joe Pitka. He was a cameraman that did a lot of commercials and TV stuff. I want to say he did like NYPD Blue or one of those shows. And the whole show, he shot it like it was handheld, but he did it on a tripod. So what he would do is he would loosen up the tripod. So if you let go of the camera, it would just bloop, it would just fall, right? But it kept it level, more or less. And then he would hand hold it on the tripod and constantly be moving and constantly be zooming in and out. And it made you feel like you're in the room. Because when you're sitting around experiencing things, you're looking around. You're not just fixated on one thing. And I kind of learned from him back in the 80s to develop my own style of how to handheld. But anyway, that's it.
I was friends with this guy back in the 90s who was a Steadicam operator. And those things are heavy, right? You like have the harness and it's like this big and you're like walking around with it.
Did he have back problems?
I don't know.
They all have back problems because the cameras are really, really heavy. In those days, a Betacam was 20, 30 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And so cameras, the batteries were like 10 pounds, you know?
Right.
And these cameras, there's film cameras, 35, 16. These cameras were heavy, and you have to have them like 2 feet away from your body. So you have to lean back just to balance.
Yeah.
And you have to walk a certain way.
I remember he had a huge harness to support it.
That's right. And the way that it worked was the camera was on there's a pole, and then it's mounted to you to absorb the shock, and the pole keeps it level with gravity. So if you're it's really, really complicated. And all those guys ended up with back problems.
He might have. I haven't kept in touch, but I remember him saying that, like, you know, everybody was so amazed that Sylvester Stallone ran up all those steps, and nobody gave credit to the Steadicam operator who ran up the same steps, but carrying this big, heavy camera.
Right, exactly. That's the truth. Steadicam people. Now your phone has a built-in Steadicam. You know, drones. Everybody has 3D little devices they can put in their pocket. It's just amazing.
Yeah. And then, so the another video that you should watch is Closing Time. I forget what the band is called. Closing Time.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's a split screen, and the guy is, you know, from his perspective is one camera. The girl, her perspective is the other. They're calling each other. They're missing each other. Like she calls, hangs up. He tries to call her. It's all these like they're crossing paths. They're trying to find each other, but they're crossing paths and they're not catching each other. So it is it's one shot for each side. So the camera that's on the guy, one steady shot for the whole video. One's on the girl, and then like he leaves his apartment, she leaves her apartment. It's still split screen. She's walking. It's one shot. No cuts. They end up in the same place at the end of the video.
That's very cool.
I guess they merge somehow, the cameras. But it's from that, you know, I'm not even saying you need to like the song, but from that perspective, it's kind of cool.
That's very cool. Yeah, I remember because I did videos back in the 80s. I did a video for Public Enemy. I did a video for Taylor Dane.
Oh, nice.
And I did a video for who else did I do? Lenny Kravitz, which was technically directed by Lisa Bonet, who he was married to.
Right.
And she was 8 months pregnant.
Lisa Bonet ate no basil. Palindrome.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's very good. Wow.
Lisa Bonet ate no basil.
You know, that's what we did. before the internet came along, that's what we did. We had palindromes. We had all kinds of fun stuff.
Right, and that stuff was funny back then, and like nobody thinks that's funny anymore. I got it. Remember, I did the palindrome song with all the cue cards. I came to I came to the Cobb's Mill Inn with all these cue cards, and like Virginia was holding it, and she kept dropping it one by one.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Or I think I made Bill Gagan hold them once or something.
That's great. I remember that. Wow, that's really funny.
I gotta print those out again. We'll do that one time.
Look who I got. I got Dave Rao.
Ah, Dave Rao, he's everywhere.
He made it in. How you doing, Dave?
All right. How are you?
I'm doing good. Yeah, we're having a big technical problem tonight. Almost nobody can log on to the show tonight. And like you somehow got in. Maybe they fixed it by now. So anybody who wants to try it again now, come on in. But
it took me like 30 minutes to get on my computer. But
Dave, what internet browser are you using?
What's that?
What internet browser are you using?
I think it was Microsoft Edge.
Oh, okay.
And I think it goes to Bing, basically.
Okay.
But
there you go. That's not a
I
browser.
would have a terrible problem.
You ought to be using Chrome or something like that. Are you on a computer or a phone?
I'm on a computer right now. Yeah, I can't. The phone. I can watch on the phone, but that's it.
Right. So what have you been up to? You been playing music?
I have been very busy, actually.
Yeah. What have you been up to?
Yeah, Dave Rao is everywhere.
Well, I have the working with Christine with Cooked Up, and we have a couple of gigs coming up tomorrow. Actually.
What? Plug them.
And then I'm started working with Rough Dog.
Plug the gigs.
Oh, tomorrow is one of them. Yeah. Black Rock Social Club tomorrow night. Which
is that a thing? Where is that?
There. So,
where is that?
It's in Black Rock. it's actually not far at all from the main drag, or it's on the main drag, but yeah, no, it's right. What did they say it was across from? I don't know.
Black Rock Social Club. All right.
Yeah, it's on Fairfield Avenue.
All right.
Not hard to find.
And that's tomorrow?
That's tomorrow. And it's late. It's like 9 to 11. And it's inside. So,
all right, then.
Figure. Yeah.
And what else do you do? Rough Dogs?
Well, let's see. Then we have, we just did a gig with Voodoo Carnival on Saturday, but we're off for a while till we find something else.
Right.
I think I'm working with and I'm working with Randy's group, Rough Dogs, now, because their drummer left, so they had a couple of gigs left. So I'm going to fill in with them, and then I guess continue, hopefully, and we'll see what happens there. And Allie and Shane, we haven't been doing a lot. They both had like leg operations, so
right,
pretty quiet. And then let's see what else. That's it. Voodoo Carnival. I just actually finished up with Jill Sky. I'm not going to continue with that, but
right.
So I don't know what's going to go on with that. And then I have also sub gigs and stuff. Like, sometimes with
you can be busy. Yeah, it's really nice to get that call. It's few and far between now going forward, I think.
Yeah, well, that's what's I have one gig in November, and that's it. That's all I can say from November on.
Right.
Hopefully, there'll be some other stuff that pops up. But
I have end of October gigs. I have one with Soul Daddy and one with I won at the Horseshoe with the girls end of October.
That's right. Yeah, 21st. Right.
And with you and the girls, that I'm really looking forward to that. That's indoors, and I know that everybody's like, I don't know about inside. I'm not sure, but I don't know how that's going to play yet. Whether these things are going to happen, but outdoor gigs at the end of October can be really,
yeah, it's
freezing.
Dicey. It's dicey.
Yeah, it can be really cold.
You wear long johns.
What's that,
For me, it's not hard.
Dave's band Alter Ego has 2 gigs coming up at 314 Beer Garden, the new beer garden place in Norwalk.
Yeah, two outdoor gigs, one in late October and one in November.
They're outdoors?
Do they have
bring a heater?
Yeah, I don't know anything about the place, so it's down near the old Norwalk Community College.
Yeah, Wilson Avenue. I actually went to see a friend of mine play there last week.
Okay.
And it's a great venue, and they have a huge fire pit, like a bonfire going.
Well, there you go.
Maybe it'll be warm.
But you're not close enough on the stage. Like, I would bring a propane heater if I were you.
Right. So the audience stays warm, but not the band.
Yeah, they can hang around the big fire pit, but it's easily 60, 70 feet from the stage. So you might die, so bring a heater.
Well, hopefully they're starting to get those things back in stock. It's funny to see them at all these places and they're all bent. And you wonder if they actually work.
Yeah, right. Wow.
But who knows?
Wow. All right. Well, I'm glad you made it on. I'm glad you all made it on. We're gonna make it an early night on JMTV. We made it through the show, but unfortunately, we only had Will Baird. We couldn't get Bill Nolan on. All kinds of players were trying to get on, but they couldn't do it.
That is weird.
And I contacted tech support, and they said, "Oh yeah, it's a server problem, and we're working on it. So maybe they just fixed it." Or
we got in with no problem whatsoever. We just clicked on the link and we were in.
Me too. I had no problem getting in on my end, but I'm glad you guys made it. We had some fun. I wanted to make it a short show tonight anyway. But good to see you guys.
You too. Thanks.
Dave, good to see you, and I'll see you soon. We'll end the show with my good friend Steve Wexler, and see you next week for show number 80. Show number 80 next week.
Oh.